Hey guys, welcome back to Flat Creek Outdoors. I'm Phil. Thanks for checking us out today. If you've been following us for a little while, I've been taking down trees for firewood. I've started a little bit of a firewood business and I'm really trying to build the inventory for this year. Stacy just the other day, that's my wife if you haven't seen her in the videos before, Stacy just the other day walked through our trails and identified a few trees that were either unhealthy or damaged or in some other way, maybe a risk to people that might be using the trail. She identified a few trees that she thought needed to be taken down. So she walked the trail, marked the trees with paint. So we're gonna head out there today, see what she has identified, and if any of those can be taken down kind of easily and safely, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So let's take a ride on the four-wheeler and go see what she found. 21-year-old Honda Rancher, cold start. Choke, neutral. Here's the first one my wife labeled. Not what I was expecting. I was hoping for firewood. This is just a rotten pine tree that fell on top of some hollies. And now it's just hanging up there, so we'll knock that down real quick. This one turned out to be just a little bit trickier than it looked on the surface. There are two live trees, a big dead oak branch, and that pine tree tangled up there, and I can't pull it out by hand. So we'll just come back down with the tractor in a little while and a tow strap, and we'll just yank that out. And then just up ahead here, I can see she's got another one. It's like a poplar that lost its top. And this is right here at kind of the three forks, we'll call it. So we have one trail. Actually, that tree on the ground there needs to move, but this trail goes that way and goes back up the hill. And then we have the bridge over there, and the trail continues that way. And then there's the direction we came from over there. So this tree is right at the fork, and you can see it lost its top. There's a bunch of woodpecker holes in it, and actually part of that, let me zoom in on that, part of that's already split off up there. You see that, you see daylight through it. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes up on this one. I really boogered up the notch, but it'll be okay. But when I look up here, you see that? Let's see if we can get the lighting. That chunk of tree right there is like a spear just pointing right down at me. So that's kind of freaking me out. him to stop shaking the tree. Yeah, He doesn't know what to do. Come on down, Phil. Oh, there you go. Go for it. The very top of that thing was really wobbly. That was not fun. But down here, solid. Cut a couple rounds off of there. So the next tree is just up around the bend. I could see it. I can see the orange paint on it from here. It looks like it's an oak. It's leaning real heavy. Looks healthy, so it should make some really good firewood. Look at that thing. That's a good sized tree. I'm on like a 7-8 degree slope here, and you can see it's leaning over. That smaller tree is just about vertical. So you can see how much it's leaning over there. Nothing for it to get hung up on. So the only thing that's dangerous to me is whether it barber chairs and snaps back on me. But I think this will be a pretty straightforward little drop, and then I'll make some great firewood. Okay, that could have gone wrong about 35 different ways, and my tree felling inexperience here is really showing on some of these tricky trees, because I'll take you in up close, but my bore cut was way out of line with my notch, and on top of that, this tree ended up being a little bit rotten in the middle, which I could feel as I was pushing the saw through, and I could hear it popping as I was popping and cracking as I was sawing, which really freaked me out. But obviously I was standing where that part there popped back, so that could have gotten me right in the gut. Fortunately, I had the foresight to stand on the uphill side after I cut through a little bit, and I heard it crack a couple times. And anyway, I'm glad it's on the ground, glad I'm not hurt, the equipment's not damaged, all is good, but that could have gone really wrong. So there's the top of my notch, and when my bore cut came through, I was 3 inches below it, which is not the best, but you can see what the real issue there was, is I didn't have any strong trigger wood on the back of that bore cut, because all that was rotting out back there, and I didn't, of course, didn't know that. This otherwise looked like a pretty healthy tree. There's that tree. We got one big stem there, that's all rotten. We'll just cut that and leave that. And then up here, this tree top all looks good. And then the rest of the top fell across this little drainage creek here. But what I should be able to do is just get a strap up here around this crotch and pull it back out there towards the trail. I can get my tractor down on this section of trail, so that should be pretty straightforward. That's our next one there. This is actually the most dangerous as far as danger to trail users here. This pine tree leans right over the trail. The trail does a hairpin turn right by that branch that's down right there and then goes over that way. So you have to go directly under this pine that's hung up. It's hung up on that tree there, and that tree's got a lot of tension on it right now. So I think what I'd like to try to do is bring the tractor down here and see if we can hook a strap up down here and just pull the tree out. And that way I don't have to deal with any of these trees under tension. Those trees down there were ones that I took down the other day, so I still need to work on converting that into firewood. But we'll do our last section of trail, which we enter in way up there, and we'll see what else Stacy found for us. Alright, well, she found quite a few over here. When we had the ice storm, this pine over here fell down, and I just cut enough to clear a path through the trail. And then she doesn't like that little one there, though it's not really a hazard to the trail. There's that little dead one leaning there on it, and then there's a bigger, completely dead pine right there that we might as well take down. Another dead pine that actually has, that dead pine there has another one stuck up on it. So that's going to be tricky. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. It's not really on the trail though. Probably just leave it. Well, none of the other trees on this section of trail are a huge risk, so I'm going to leave them for today. Thanks for following along. This has been a fun one for me, and I'm really excited about that big oak that split on me, because it's going to be some good firewood. So I'll wrap it up here. Thanks for following. I appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.